Hey, we're back with another fun video of a thing that I made. This is like a yearbook or a game recap of your current College Bowl Dynasty season. So let's go ahead and check out how it works. So here's the address, the GitHub address, meanmachine21.github.io. I'll have a link in the description. You click this button. You can either use it for a Dynasty franchise, or if you're just doing exhibition matchups, you can use it there too for your box score, like your drives and recaps, stuff like that. But it won't have any of the season data stuff. That's what I'm going to show you right now. So we click here and it says, okay, drop some files in here. I have some files already kind of prepared. This is a save of an existing season that I actually will load up here in a second. And what I'm going to do here is just grab the schedule, the roster user JSON, the player records, and the Hall of Fame text, and the career data. Those files, drag them in, hit load recap, and this shows us some stuff, right? It gives us a starting lineup. We can look at any team within the game that we want to look at. We can look at all this starting lineup stuff that show. Another cool thing it has is some OBS overlays that we'll get into in a minute, but those are some options you have down here to create some HTML files that you can load into OBS. That's this first tab. Next tab is your matchup card, so it can do similar things. You can load up like one team on the left, one team on the right, and it loads up like their top 4 players for each team. It also gives you these overlay files. Let's see what it looks like if we preview it. So yeah, that's what the preview of that'll look like. And that all the white area will be transparent over your game. So that's that. You can do like starting 11 offense, starting 11 defense for each school. And you can load those into OBS as browser source, position it where you want on screen, have the transition for how it comes on the screen, off the screen. And so you can like pop those onto your stream for your viewers to see who's playing right now, who's on the field, that kind of thing. Okay, that's for those two parts. Here's some cool things it does. The All American tab. This will load up the current top players at each position. And it's all 53 players of a roster, so even backups. That's why you see 3 quarterbacks, 3 halfbacks, 2 fullbacks. It's basically QB 1, 2, 3, halfback 1, 2, 3, fullback 1 and 2, all the way down through a depth chart. So it's basically like an all-American team, right? That's something I think College Bowl was missing. That I didn't think would be too terribly hard to do, but was never not enough time to get it actually done into the game. I think it could have been done. It just ran out of time, kind of deal. Offensive line is okay. These are all chosen by their fantasy points they score over the year. So this evolves. Each week you get through the game, you upload your roster user JSON file, and you will get this will update, and you can just re-upload your files, and it'll change based on like fantasy point changes. So right now, Joe Burrow's in second place, but if he gets more fantasy points by the end of the year, he could be in first place and he could be the top quarterback. Offensive line's a little different because they don't get any actual fantasy points in College Bowl. So it's based off their rating. And then also, I want to say how well the offense does for the team. That could be wrong, but I think that was the goal, to make that be a thing. Anyway, All American's pretty cool. Then this is pretty neat. This is called the playoff bracket. It's like a playoff predictor. So up here you have the conferences, the 6 conferences. And this mod I have for this game currently right now for College Bowl is the NCAA all-time mod that I made. So it's kind of a classic. The Pac-10 still exists, and it's full of teams. Um, the G5 has like Notre Dame, Houston, Tulane, Cincinnati, UCF. So a lot of teams that were in the American kind of or at large, like Notre Dame. Anyway, I needed to put them in a place, and the G5 worked perfectly because it's a group of 8 teams. Um, anyway, I'm digressing. The point is that you can see the projected teams that will be in each conference championship game currently. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. And this will evolve too. You got a bubble watch. This is teams 25 through 28. Maybe they improve. Maybe they make it into the top 24. But of course, with College Bowl, the cool thing is there's tons of drama because an unranked team, like for example, the ACC potential title games, Louisville and Miami, a 35th ranked team wins this conference championship, they get an automatic bye into the playoffs, which is down here. Um, so if they get an automatic bye, that means a team that's down here, like 23, 24, they're going to get bounced out. So that's pretty exciting at the end of the season. A team that should make the playoffs doesn't make it because an unranked team like Louisville Cardinals wins their conference championship game. This team right here, Miami, would still make it in. It might drop in ranking, but anyway, yeah. Here's the playoff bracket. When it is in playoffs, these will populate with kind of bubbles similar, except it's abbreviations instead of full names. Um, so the bracket's similar to what it looks like in College Bowl. Yeah. This will go away once the playoff starts because there's no need to predict anymore who's in the playoffs. So once that happens, that'll go away and it'll just be this. Um, I I included draft class, yeah. So last season's seniors that graduated or people that elected to leave, you can see them in this draft class now, and it ranks them based on their overall ranking. You can see if you play Legend Bowl in tandem with College Bowl and you have draft classes turned on, or you can import a draft class into Legend Bowl. This would be really helpful. So you can check out who's gonna be available in your draft. Um, I would, if you could use this tool specifically for this. If all you played was Legend Bowl, but you wanted to see what your College Bowl draft class looked like, you could just load them into this. Hall of Fame, similar type of deal. This is looking at award winners from previous years. Pretty self-explanatory. Maybe the trophies here would be a nice touch, but that would require me using things that aren't mine. This is kind of all just really bare bones as far as like visuals. It's just designed to get you the information so you can check it out while the game is going on. See, normally if I wanted to look at all this, I would have to have the game paused or mid game. Now I can do this simultaneously, which I think is pretty cool. All-time records, another cool thing. Say you want to check and see who has, the most rushing TDs on the season. You could see quickly it's Miles Gaskin here, and you wouldn't have to go into the game, go through the menus, blah blah blah. It's all right here. This last thing is something I just added here in version 77, which is called the Coach's Corner. Currently in this season, I'm controlling Miami Hurricanes. My coach's name is Joey Freshwater. I was at Louisiana, but I got fired after going 3-7, which sucks, but here I am. I mean, look at that. I got a 28-14 record. I've had 3 winning seasons. Come on. Like, okay, don't have any national championships. Bowl records 2-2. That's pretty good. Conference champs twice, and I still got fired. Okay, we don't need to talk about it anymore. Clearly, I'm mad. So now what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to get let's do this. So we'll play a little bit of this dynasty, and we'll just go ahead and sim through the rest of the regular season, We'll sim to the last game of the regular season. That's what we'll do. So we'll sim this week against Pitt, ranked number 3 right now, and we held on to it. That's awesome. Ooh, barely beat them. Field goal in the fourth quarter was huge. All right, now we play a rivalry game here against Florida State. Really hoping we can win this one. Oh, we lost by 1 point. Ugh. Don't know who that is. Man, that's tough. Sean Taylor, still defensive player of the game. He's got to win some award. Okay, we're still 4th. 6-2, not terrible. We'll sim this game, and then we'll save. We'll update it. Oh, we got trounced. What happened? All right, so with 1 week left in the regular season, I'm going to save. And then I am gonna go to that save file real quick. And I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna go up here, go back to my file manager. I've already saved. And I'm gonna drag these files right in here. We'll load it. And that changed 29 and 16. But this also changed. So now look, Florida State is now projected to be on the other side of this matchup here with us. It says here that we're 7th. While we're looking at this, let's take a look at this. So, top 25. In game, we're ranked 10, but here it has us at 7. I don't know why. USC's number 2 here, but it's number 9 here? I don't know. And LSU's number 3 here, but are they even ranked? Yeah, they're 6 here. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know why the rankings projections are different, but I can tell you that in-game College Bowl rankings have always felt weird to me. So do with that what you will. But yeah, we have 1 week left here in our regular season before we get to see this. And this is all. So let's see that it thinks it's projecting. Let's take a look here. So Boston College and the Florida State. No, it's the Eagles are 5-4. Is that because there's a way to view okay, yeah, here we go. Conference standings. That's funny. The Seminoles are 3-3. Boston College is 4-2. But Florida State is projected to be in this matchup. Notre Dame SMU. It has BYU Cougars. Huskies Trojans. That's right. Jayhawks Red Raiders. That's right. The Auburn should be there. How? I don't like. This is completely wrong, and I don't know why. Oh, okay. Michigan final. That's right. All right. Well, we're always learning. We're trying to always get better. Oh, okay. Let's go back to schedule. Let's go ahead and sim it out this last week. Did we get our win? Are we going to the title game? No. We lost. Cruz Chandler. Which, hey, let's check that out. Oh, wait, that's all American. Sorry. No, where is it? Wait. Yeah. Cruz Chandler. He finished strong and ended up with the MVP. Patrick Shaw. Yeah, he was the top. This is kind of cool because you can see Takeo Spikes. See, he was leading there. Sam Howell. Okay, he won the quarterback award. Najee Harris. Yep. Kind of neat. He got an award. AJ Brown. Tillman, Texas Tech. Dan Wilkinson. Yeah. Other award. Harvey Boyle, cornerback. Yeah. Oregon Ducks. Oh, freshman of the year. Well, all right. Auburn Tigers 9-1. Let's go see how those predictions ended up, shall we? All right. So, Illinois, Michigan, yes. Auburn and Florida, wrong on both accounts. Oklahoma and Baylor, 7-3, 7-3. All right. 5-5 Gators. That's a little weird. They must have gone nuclear in their conference and just killed everyone. So, yeah, Boston College made it, which is on this side, which is what we thought it would be. And then Syracuse made it instead of us. Ugh. Notre Dame, Houston. Well, all right, before we play these, we're going to save so that we can see this stuff. Saved. Put all our files there. Load. So that updated automatically. So now our playoff bracket doesn't go, but it does have the proper games. And it does have this stuff looking right. So I think that something is happening with the prediction setup versus the actual once it gets the schedule of what is going to actually happen. So let's go back here and sim these games. Wait, I wanted to look at something. That's what it was. Gators Volunteers are both 4-3. I guess the points for push Gators through. Okay. Two upsets. So Michigan was 17. They might have made playoffs anyway, but they beat, so they get in. That pushes. Auburn is no longer, or Illinois is no longer getting an auto buy, so that pushes them out. It's just kind of a swap 1-for-1. But Florida now was unranked. They're getting in, which means a bubble team. Conceivably Georgia Tech or Baylor, depending on what happens here. Baylor's 22. See? Baylor gets a win, Oklahoma doesn't. So a bubble team now gets an auto bye. Washington number 1 against number 8 Trojans. Wow, upset. Unranked team, if they win this game, similar setup. Nope, they didn't. And then if the Cougars beat the Irish, which should not happen. So now we get a new ranking here. Let's look at what happened there. Houston beat Notre Dame. Amazing. So they already went ahead and re-ranked. As you can see, these ranks changed. Gators are now ranked 25. But this means a bubble team doesn't get in. Let's go look real quick. The top 25 rankings. So UCLA, Florida, I guess. BYU, who didn't get in? 22, 23. BYU got in. Right on. So let's save this real quick. All right. Our save file is saved. Go here. I'm just going back to my career folder that's live instead of copies. Get that. I'm grabbing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 files, dropping them in here. Ooh, and it loaded up to conference championship, which is now populating the bracket. And I think that looks okay. We're missing, I got to fix this. Minnesota and Oregon should be up there, so that part is broken. However, oh wait, everything is off. Ooh, we're missing Oklahoma State and Auburn. Everything is slid off. Huh. And then this shouldn't be here anymore. Oh wait, well that's kind of, I guess, nice to see the results, but anyway, still a work in progress. That's what this thing is. How it all works. And yeah. So check it out. Use it if you like. Let me know what you think. But I forgot to show you the probably coolest part of this thing, which is game data. If you have export stats turned on, then every game you watch or coach or play will export these stat files. And one of them is the all the stats of everything that happened in the game. And one of them is basically a drive chart. Every single play that happened, the play that was called, how far it went, the player, everything involved in it, blah blah blah. Bunch of raw data that's really cool for spreadsheets, but if you don't aren't good at spreadsheets or whatever, don't want to do that, then it's kind of meaningless. Unless you put those files in this application. Now you've got game recaps for games. Now here's the cool part that I want to show you. This works really well if you're in a current season. If you have those game data files from a current season like I do from this game, you can see things like what you were ranked at the time. Is really cool. If you don't have that, then it just looks like this. It shows you the score. It gives you all the data from the game, all the stuff you would see in a spreadsheet, but just kind of neatly organized for you in a web browser. Pretty cool. You can get drive-by-drive summaries. So first drive, the kickoff, how far it went, and a touchdown, like how long the drive went, the yards, stuff like that. You can see a full play log, so literally like the whole game, all the drive summaries together. And you get injuries. So this is like things you get outside of the thing you get if you don't upload these files. If you don't upload these files, you won't see this stuff. But if you do upload these files, then this stuff will appear. You also get a really cool thing, which is a game summary. So it gives you a basic sentence for like a summary of the game. So number 4 Miami controlled the game from start to finish, beating number 9 Georgia Tech 34-14. If this was an upset game, it would make a comment about the upset. So it's designed to be kind of like an AP newswire, meaning like this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Not a lot of commentary about things, not a lot of adjectives, just like this, this person scored this, blah blah blah. It goes over like who the important players were, which it gets, and it posts up here as well. So yeah, if here's the major problem though, is that the schedule.txt file that is in each career save, it gets overwritten every time you go into the off season. So when the end of season happens after you see the championship team photo, it'll ask you if you want to advance to the off season. What it's doing there is it's resetting the schedule.txt file. It's wiping it clean, putting a new one down, and all your scores and your data is gone, which is fine. But if you're doing something where you want to keep track of like season after season of things, whether it's multiple seasons of Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, your Hall of Fame gets kept there. That data gets saved in a text file separately. But little things like um, week 6 specific game stats of your box score stuff, that all kind of goes away. You still have these files, you can access them, but it's not tied to your schedule. And the schedule.txt kind of is the skeleton key for how the season goes. All of your game stats that you have, the individual game stats, the only real identifier are the two teams that played and their scores. That's how it can be matched up to a season. Anyway, that's a long-winded explanation. The cool part is you can get game stats, box scores into this tool, as well as all the other things that I've shown you, even when it goes off to the side. I gotta fix that too. Anyway, we got plenty to do. Thanks for watching.